Holy crap. Are we live? Oh man, I feel like every single time I start a stream, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm completely new to it. I've never streamed before in my entire life, and I am clueless. I feel like what do you call those people who don't know anything about technology? Luddites? Luddites, is that the right word? I need to Google this. I need to make sure that I'm saying the correct word. Luddite, a person opposed to new technology or ways of working. Also, historically, a member of any of the bands of English workers who destroyed machinery, especially in cotton and woolen mills, that they believed was threatening their jobs. 1811 to 16. Huh. Hi, Jack. Hi, Stella. Yeah, I feel like a Luddite, I guess. Except I don't go around smashing machinery, but maybe I should. Maybe I should do that. Maybe this is the new thing that we should do on stream. Like, I set up the entire stream, and then we do a countdown, and then I destroy my machine while it's streaming, and we see no, that's a terrible idea. Why did I say that? Anyway, I'm zoinked today. Hi Zuriel. Hello everybody. Oh man, last night I did not have a very good night's rest. Today is gonna be probably a bit of a rambly stream. I had a fantastic session the other day. I've been writing a hex crawl and I'm planning on releasing it and making it a complete polished thing and actually putting it up on itch. There's a bunch of stuff. I've also put up recently a revised version of Chaos Reigns that I'll be testing out today. No idea what I'll be testing that with. Okay, you can kind of see the mess over here, kind of, but there's a lot of stuff just off to my side that, Jesus Christ, it's so much. I have no idea what I'm gonna test it with, but there's a bunch of things that I'm thinking of. Let's see, destroy any computer you find. So true. Your future AI overlords will remember that. Oh, don't get me started. Speaking of AI art, or AI generated imagery, I replaced all of the existing ones in Forge. So if you haven't checked that out, please check that out. I just did all of this art that replaced it. So yeah, it's a good book. Check it out. What else? I guess the only thing remaining is how am I gonna test this system that I had to print it out because I can't just stare at my screen while doing this. Even I could, but like you wouldn't be able to see the screen unless I overlaid it in some smart way that is really too smart for me to do, being a Luddite and all. Great job with Forge. I have been really enjoying it. Nice. I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, so this stuff, right? I was like, how am I gonna test this? There are a bunch of options. So firstly, I need delving deeper, and that's the reason why I am so frantic right now. I couldn't find my copy of Delving Deeper. I was like, where is it? I was trying to find it for half an hour, and then I went to the play area where we played OD&D, and I was like, oh, I left it in here. So I took it, ran back in, and I was 1 minute late. I apologize to everybody. Okay, so I told you that today's gonna be rambly, but so I have a few things with me. I have Stonehell. We all love Stonehell. Everybody loves Stonehell. 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 Yeah, I was thinking of just like doing a dive in and using 3 HD characters. Not quite hero level, but like maybe 2 of them or 3 of them. I don't know. I have the first 2 levels printed out here. Look at that. I have like the camera set up as well. But I was like, yeah, we could do a delve, right? And then my fucking magpie brain was like, wait. There was a supplement that I've been using to make my hex crawl that we could use for solo as well. And then I brought out like Beyond Kernigron, which is an amazing world setting book thing. Hey Alan! Hello! Welcome to the stream. I don't know why I said it like that. What's up? Yeah, if you don't know Alan, Alan's from Galanite Games. And I'm extremely excited for the white box cyclopedia. You have no idea. It's gonna be great. It might even, I'm not sure if it will replace this, but it might replace, oh, where is it? It might replace this. Who knows? Beyond Carnegren, if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not. But it's great. It's great. It's so good. I've been using it to populate my hex crawl and then like extending it far beyond that. But great start. It's a really good thing to get if you want to get into solo play as well, I think. It's got everything you really need for a setting. A lot of detail, but it kind of like writes it in a way where a lot of context is given, right? So a lot of generators, I find, they'll be like, oh, you find a village. The village has this many people. They are chaotic. Good. I'm thinking of the Wilderlands right now. But this gives you so much context on the culture, the history, everything, that you will find very little difficulty in essentially figuring out what kind of situations they're in, why these people are in this place, why they have an allegiance towards a certain faction, stuff like that. It's great. Ellen says, it's late here, so I won't be here long. Just popped in while I was working to say hi. Hello. Jack asked why I said it so sexily. I don't think that yeah. Thanks, Jack. I appreciate it. Anyway, there's that, and I was like, yeah, I could test it out with this. And then I was like, I got this fucking other book yesterday, which was Mike's World. And if you're not familiar with Mike's World, it's a extension of Keep on the Borderlands, where it fills out the rest of the wilderness maps. So you can see like there's like the Keep on the Borderlands map, and it fills it out. That's cool. Jack is like, are you still running a TTRPG game? Yeah, I just ran a group game the other day that was awesome. It's one of the best sessions. I think it's the best session that I've ever ran, ever. I'm probably going to be making that hex crawl into an actual finished zine. Who's Mike? So glad you asked, because why am I speaking like this? Mike's like, is not the author. I mean, it's by the guy who wrote Carcosa, which is like Jeff, I think. Jeff McKinney. So the story is that he went into his DeLorean time machine, traveled back to like AD&D era, stole Mike's shit, and put it out into the world on TTRPG. Can you tell us about the session you ran? Abso-fucking-lutely, I can. There's a lot to go through there, but yeah, you know what? Let's go through the session that I ran before I do any of this, because it was great. Do I have the map? Shit, the map is in the other room. Wait, I have the digital version of the map though. Yeah. I'll pick. If you are my players, spoiler alerts. Massive fucking spoiler alerts. If you're my players, do not watch this if you're my players, please. All right. That's your warning. 3, 2, 1. I am going to talk about the hand story. All right. So this needs a bit of background information. Let me try to bring up the world map that I've drawn up for my players. Let me put it up. Give me a second here. How do I computer? How? Is this how I computer? Is it working? You can see that search ladder. Anyway, so yeah, this is the map that I made for the players, but this is not the actual hex map. The actual hex map is for my own personal reference, and that's where I note out everything about the setting. But essentially, the players, to begin with, killed a guy up north by accident. What happened was, it's a long story, but essentially, they killed a guy in public with a bunch of witnesses, and then the magic user was like, fucking go to sleep, and then cast the sleep spell, and they're on the run now. Yeah, so they've run all the way to the south. And this is the Southlands. They have hidden out in the village of Rockstead for a little bit. And then they were like, well, we should help out the town with their problems. So essentially, they found that the town had a problem with bandits, the Onyx Roses and the Vipers, or something like that. And they were like, okay, apparently they're meeting at this location. We should go and see what they're up to. They seem to be maybe coming to a truce, which might be bad for the town. So they went there, and there was an ancient ritual that was being conducted where all of their dead bodies were being like risen. And that ritual, the players didn't stop it in the end. And yeah. So a bunch of undead just rose up, the players hid away, and the undead headed towards Rockstead. So at this point, the players had previously gotten a Goblin King's ring, which they then used to charm a goblin who was like, looting some stuff. And he was like, okay, go back to your people, your orcs and your goblins, and be like, the Goblin King orders you to take up arms against the undead in Rockstead. Help them out, right? Okay, so the goblin's like, okay, and then he goes off running. The players have no idea what's happening. They go up north, where they heard that the person who rose the dead came from there. So they come up north towards this altar. I'm like shortening a lot of this, but essentially they come up here, they find the necromancer, they somehow are able to defeat him. They turn him into a small dog-like creature with a... They essentially put him into like the machine from The Fly. They combine him with a disembodied hand. So basically it was a cult. Fuck you, Jack. That's true, but listen to the rest of the story. This rest of the story is gonna be great. Just gotta hang in there. It started off with a cult. I swear to God that it's going to evolve into something else. Okay, so anyway, they do that. And then they're like, okay, what happened with the goblins? Or the orcs, rather. Like, they're like, okay, what happened there? So what happened was the goblin, who was charmed, went all the way back to the orc camp and was like, hey, the undead are rising. And the orcs were like, that's great. That's fantastic, because then we get to loot all of the remains of the bodies. But then they were like, wait, shit. We can't go to every single village all at once and loot them unless we split up. So there's 4 orc chieftains. Now there are 3. A bit of a story in and of itself. But there's Gamarad Sharpfang, there is Eosta Sharpfang, and there's Helmbane Sharpfang. So they are siblings, right? Their father was Ilreed Sharpfang, who on his parting words were, the worst of you shall inherit my legacy, and then he died, and they have been fighting ever since. So essentially they're like, well, shit, I guess we basically made things worse. And then they also find out that, oh, actually, Rockstead's kind of fucked. Yeah. So inside the cult, the temple, they found like a bunch of orcs that was going to be used for something, some kind of ritual. So they essentially freed the orcs at a time when they were dealing with the necromancer, who they turned into a little dog-like creature. We'll get back to that. But the orcs were like, yes, we have a great debt to you. You in part own us, and we are great warriors under Urk Sharpfang, and we have no idea where he is right now. Okay. So they're like, okay, we'll check out the camp. They come back to the camp, find out that all the orcs have basically left, and the only person left is their goblin messenger, who is desperately trying to fit into a stolen piece of orc armor. He was like stuck under it or something for like a day. Anyway, they go back there, and then they're like, well, okay, they free the goblin. They make their way towards Tenby, which they heard that Helmbane Sharpfang was gonna do some shit there, was gonna like raid it, or like take advantage of the chaos, something like that. So they head over to Tenby. They're on a hill and they're kind of looking down at Tenby. They also see like an orc encampment some miles away, and then they get attacked by 23 undead. They're like, wait, what the fuck? Because they have previously heard that the undead were going towards the south. towards something called the occlusion, which they have no idea what that is, and I won't go into it. But they were like, wait, they shouldn't be up here in the north. I guess they're up here in the north because they're going towards 10B, maybe? But so they were a bit confused because they heard all of the undead were going towards the south. So one of them raised up the necromancer, who was now a dog-like creature, into the sky like Simba from The Lion King, and started moving him about and seeing if it will attract the undead, and it did. Which kind of fucked over their other plan of like using giant rocks to destroy the undead. But anyway, long story short, one of them uses a magic hand spell, grabs him, moves him over to an area. They throw a fucking grenade into the area, kill 23 undead, and they also find that the necromancer is now missing. Not dead, missing. Yeah, so so basically they fucked up and they also lost track of the necromancer. Okay, let's see. Jack says, you can't just mention something cool and mysterious like the occlusion and then say you're not going to go into it. Hey, real name? Okay, I'll get into it. The occlusion, big spoilers, if you are a player watching this, do not click off this video, close the tab. Alt F4, delete system 32. Do anything but watch the rest of this video because I'm going to explain what the occlusion is. The occlusion essentially houses a dragon, a shadow dragon called Excrucian. Oh yeah, it was hand-drawn. I drew every single tree. It kind of sucked to draw every single tree, but yeah. So there's a shadow dragon, and he's using the undead to basically farm himself up into a mass, and you know, the players don't know that, but yeah. Anyway, so the occlusion is this giant shadow in Karpaki that they haven't messed with yet. They don't know anything else about it. Going back to the story, they're like, oh shit, we lost track of our, like, the necromancer that we basically, you know, captured. Whatever. And then, like, the explosion caused a sound, a large sound, that attracted some orcs. Now, the orcs were like, okay, I guess we don't know whether we should attack you because you saved the lives of our orc friends, but you're also filthy humans. So you know what, we'll have you talk to our captain, like our chieftain, come on in. So they lead them back to the orc encampment, and I'm describing these palisades and, you know, like this ramshackle like huts and stuff, and there's like scouts on the outside and all that shit. And I start describing the inside of it, and soon they start to realize that there are like 70 plus orcs living in this encampment, and they're walking right into the middle of it. Which was great. Fantastic. They also then realize that the orcs had captured human prisoners. Which is just, okay. But the human prisoners were being treated quite well. They were being fed, they were tied up, but like they were still in their original clothing. They seem to have been allowed some level of like, they were like kept in the same tent and they were not harmed in any way. And they also heard that Helmbane Sharpfang is a bit of a practical orc. He also hates hates racism against goblins. He treats goblins on the same level as he would an orc. Okay, so all that being said, they're like, okay, we're gonna meet this guy, this orc, and they come into the tent, and they see Helmbane Sharpfang doing this. And he's just like staring at the party, right? Long story short, Helmbane had a brother, Urk, who the orcs that the players rescued were under, right? Urk actually got kidnapped by the necromancer that they just let free. So the players were like, fuck. So the Helmbane was like, do you know anything about this guy? This Seidel character, the necromancer? And the players were like, yeah, we heard about him. We never really, we don't know that much about him though. It just, we heard about him. Which was a bad idea because the orcs that they rescued were also in the tent. So one of the players just blurted that out, not realizing that their lie would be caught on the spot. So, the orcs that they rescued were like, huh? That's not how it... What? That's not how it happened. And Helmbane Sharpfang doing this, like catches on that they're lying essentially. So he kind of like starts grabbing his spear and like kind of just like kind of like it's a spear of elm and there's a silver tip. So he's just kind of like touching the tip, making sure it's sharp, and just like looking at it and looking at the players. And the players get real nervous. At this point, my other hand is still beneath the table. That will come into play later. But then they're like, yeah, okay. We'll be honest about it. Yeah, we, they start being honest about it by giving too much information. So then Helmbane is like, wait, you have the Goblin King's ring then? Because the party somehow let that on. And so he went over to the player who had it. And the player's like, yeah, but, it's stuck to my hand, you see. It's like, it's stuck to my hand. I can't really give it to you. Because he put out his palm and was like, yeah, give it to me. Because the Goblin King's ring allows you to essentially control goblins. The party didn't know this at the time, but Helmbane didn't want the ring to control goblins. He wanted the ring so that the party couldn't control the goblins, but that's another thing altogether. So he puts out his hand, and the guy's like, it's stuck to my hand. And he's like, okay, stuck to your hand. And he like kind of whips out a dagger, and I kind of like motion it out like that. And I have the player roll a save. They fail the save. I then roll a 2-hit. I get the 2-hit. I adjudicated it like it would be like a sneak attack essentially. So I thought for a bit and I was like, okay, roll 2d6. The player had 12 health. If you roll a 6 on any of the dice, your hand comes off. Everybody just like held their breath until the dice like came up and the player was alive and the hand was not cut off. But that was a tense moment. That was a pretty fucking tense moment. And it was pretty insane. So essentially at this point they're like, fuck, if we make a single wrong move or say the wrong thing, we're all dead. It doesn't matter what our stats are. These players that we've been playing, these characters we've been playing for like a year plus, they're all dead if we fuck up. So they gave him enough information to show that they knew other things, but were not willing to divulge them all just yet. In the end, after some debate, they came to a temporary pact of sorts. And he revealed that from the start, he actually knew, and this was not something I just came up with on the spot. From the start, he already knew who 2 of the player characters were, because he had raided the village of Tenby and had seen their faces on the wanted posters. So they came in from the north. Tenby is the northernmost village. So what he said was, Hatchet and Calum, that village of Tenby that you so wish to protect might not be the best place to hide out. And the party got a hint. And then he revealed also that I thought about whether he would know this, and I thought, yeah, he probably would, so I rolled for it. But then he was also like, and the person who they basically killed up north, the person who was repelling the orcs, was essentially the apprentice of that person. So that's tying together now. Anyway, yeah, that was the end of session. But the reason why I think it was so good was because I think it was a very fun session overall, but during that conversation, there were very few dice rolled. It was mostly just like figuring out how much information to give. At some point, they had, at least for me, I don't know about them, I can't speak for them, but it felt like there was like a complete immersion into the game, if that makes sense. There was like a complete immersion into the world, and they were thinking completely from the player characters' perspectives, which I don't think is, always the case. It's not like, yeah, I don't think that's common, at least for me. Maybe if you're an amazing GM, that's all the time, but yeah. Let's see. Real name says, okay, Jack says some stuff about sexual innuendos. Real name says this neither here nor there, but I just received end treasure, which is great. I didn't realize how beautifully it was written. Thank you for the tip. It is one of my favorite resources. And I remember that spear that he was like caressing, the tip thing. That's Eyebiter from the treasure book, if you want to search that up. Let's see. Jack says, I still don't understand why they just murdered a guy in plain daylight. They didn't really murder the guy. I mean, they did, but that's another story for another day. That's like a long time ago. That was like half a year ago in terms of like real life time as well. Nah, it's basically they kind of didn't know it was gonna kill him. It was just a prank, bro, kind of shit. And then they killed him. Yeah. So, all that being said, how long have I been live for? Holy shit, I've been live for half an hour and I haven't even started on the fucking... Anyway, that was the session. I've been live for half an hour and I haven't gotten into the purpose of the actual stream, which is to test out this goddamn thing. Like, what the fuck is it? Yeah, here it is. I'm supposed to test this out. Right? God damn it all. Okay, question is, what do I test it on? So that's basically the summary of the session, yeah. But today I was like, yep, I wanted to test out a bunch of the changes that I made to Chaos Reigns, and I'm gonna roll for which thing I'm gonna use to test it out. That's what I'm gonna do, to keep it fair, and also, because I have no idea. So, I'm gonna switch over cameras. Hello, Get After. Welcome to the stream. Let me just... hell. There we go. Alright, hello. Let's see. Let me close some stuff. Alright, so, okay, this is really messy of a table, but let's see. I have this dice tower that I 3D printed, which I think is pretty cool. Actually, let me show it off in greater detail. Look at that! Isn't that cool? Can do that, and then like I can put dice into it, and they'll like come out this side. And if I like put dice here, it comes out that side. Wow! Let's see. Losing a hand is so tough cause you just know people are gonna make the need a hand pun. So true. Going to work while I listen to your video. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Alright, so, what was I doing? God damn my ADD brain. Okay, yeah. So, on 1 to 2, we are doing Keep on the Borderlands. Alright? On 3 to 4, we are doing Stonehell. And on a 5 to 6, we are doing Beyond Carnigron. Yeah. That's 1, which is, I forgot everything I said, but I think it was Keep on the Borderlands. I believe it was Keep on the Borderlands. So we are gonna do Keep on the Borderlands. But with Mike's World. So, let me get this all out of the way. Yep. Get it out of here. Okay, let's see. So let's make some characters and let's put them into the world of Keep on the Borderlands. So if you're not familiar with Mike's World, I already went through what it was. But essentially, it fills in the other wilderness maps of Keep on the Borderlands, so it's going to be a wilderness adventure. But I have not read this, so I think it's going to be a surprise to me. It's going to be great. Stella Condry says keep time. The thing about this particular map is that this entire thing fits in a 6-mile like hex. So I am going to keep track of time, but I am not completely sure exactly how I'm going to do that. I have to kind of look at the movement rates and like try to figure out a way to do it. But yeah, cool. Hello, Rook. Sup, dude, love your work. Thank you, I appreciate it a lot. Pretty sure you said one was that you will do the My Little Pony RPG. Does that exist? Is there a My Little Pony RPG that I now have to solo play? Does it actually exist? Or is it like a TG 4chan thing that somebody made up? I'll be curious to know. No, I meant it's time for keep on the Borderlands. Oh. Oh. Words are so... Language is bullshit. It's bullshit. Anyway. Dice. Okay. Let's make a character. Let's see. Character creation. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna have a fighter. Actually, yeah, let's just put it here. Fighter. So it's gonna be a level 3 fighter. F3? Yeah, sure. A level 3 fighter, that's 3 HD, I believe. Let me check to make sure. That is 3 HD, that's correct. So 3 HD, that's gonna be how much HP? That's quite a bit. That is going to be 13 HP. So 13... yeah, let's do that like that, and then 3 HD. So that's a fighter, 3rd level, 13 HP, 3 HD. Saving throws, I have a system for that here. So that's all we need, pretty much. At the XP, but yeah, you know, we'll figure that out. This is just testing out the system, so it should be fine. Let's see. Okay, so they start with 2d6 times 10 gold, a large sack, d6 torches, and d6 rations. So they're starting with 50 gold. Where's my pencil? 50 gold. And a large sack, d6. So red is going to be the torches, blue is going to be rations. So 1 ration, 5 torches. Alright, cool. Let's figure out the rest of the stuff that they have. Do they have any armor? No, they do not. They have no armor. They are 6 target number to hit. Let's roll for their weapon. 6. They have a crossbow. Okay, cool. That'll be useful in a wilderness adventure, I bet. That's 2-handed, so we won't get a shield or anything. So roll 3 pieces of extra equipment. So this is taken from Karen. Red is the 10s. Blue is the 1s. 22. That's chisel. They got a chisel. What else do they have? What else? That's a 1, 2 grappling hook. They have a grappling hook. Okay. Cool. That probably will come in useful. And lastly, they have 14. 50 feet of rope. Very useful. Let's see. Have you recently gotten a 3D printer? That is correct, Amando. I got the A1, the bamboo A1. Yeah. That is really useful for printing on minis as well, if you have a 0.2mm nozzle. A grappling hook in place of a hand. No siree, it's a 3 HD fighter with their hand intact. 5, oh, I need, it's torches. I better write that out properly. 1 ration, yeah, sure. I should probably put that in the inventory. What am I doing? 5 torches, and the rations, yeah, 1 ration. Alright, so that's our first character. I am gonna make a magic user as well. I'm probably gonna make 2 fighters and 1 magic user. The magic user I'm gonna put at level 2, just because, but the fighters are gonna be at level 3. So, yeah, 1 more. So let's do a fighter level 3. How much HP do they have? Don't know why I'm doing this like YouTuber voice. How much HP do they have? 11, okay. Can we at least give them a scar on their hand? Oh, that reminds me actually. Background. Because I was like, a scar on their hand, that reminds me of a background kind of trait, which is... They were a mercenary, so they absolutely have a scar on their hand. Sure. Alright, yeah, mercenary. So they were a mercenary in a previous life. Now they are an adventurer. Alright, 3HD. And this guy is gonna have, let's see, 2d6 times 10. And the reason I do 2d6 is just instead of 3d6 times 10 is because I'm already buying equipment for them, randomizing it. But yeah, so that's gonna be 90 gold. And do they have any armor? Is that sturdy? Their HP of 11? Pretty sturdy, yeah. Like, because most things do d6 damage, but with the system that I have in place here, there's exploding dice, so it could be much deadlier than we think. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Okay, weapon. No, armor first. Armor is 4. They have leather armor, so 7 TN. So this unarmored, they have leather. All right. Do they have a weapon that is good? They have 2, which is they got a spear, which is nice. Spears can have reach, so they can hit from the back ranks. And they can also set their spears, right? Which is useful. If you roll the one-handed weapon, there is a 2 in 6 chance that you get a shield. I don't get a shield. Okay. And then 3 more pieces of starting equipment, and then their background. I might move this around just so you know the background, and then you can be like, oh, they have this fishing rod because they are... Yeah, you can like kind of tie the two together, I think easier. So what is this, 25? Hammer, they have a hammer. Okay. What else? 11. Fire oil. I love fire oil. So good. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to roll for the torches. Red is torches, blue is rations. So 6 torches, 5 rations. And 1 more roll. The mage's name is Luke. Sure, we'll name them Luke. 24. A shovel. They have a shovel. Okay, cool. What was their background? 55. They were a veteran of the war. Okay. I'm not gonna roll for motivation just yet, but I think that's about it. Then we gotta have a magic user, which is gonna be a bit more... Actually, we'll put a magic user at level 3 as well, since we're gonna only have 3 characters anyway. So, magic user. What is their HD at for level 2 HD? Okay, so they have 2 HD, and they have... How much HP? They have 9 HP. Okay, cool. Whoops. Nah, let's do that. Sure. This time I'll roll the background first. Why not? And if it doesn't make sense, I'll re-roll. They are an assassin. Okay. They were an assassin who started studying the mystic arts or something. Yeah. So I just realized the problem. If you're a magic user and you roll up a weapon, you might not be able to use it. So I need to write this down. MU question mark? Okay, I'll just write that down there. And also for armor, you might not be able to have it. So I mean, for magic users, you can't wear armor. So and I guess clerics as well. So I need to write that down. All right, cool. Anyway, yeah, 2d6. Times 10 gold, 60 gold. Okay. They are unarmored, so they're gonna have 16. Their weapon, they might not be able to use this weapon, I think. 6, crossbow. So they don't really have a weapon. I'm just gonna give them a stick, like a staff to start with. Sure. Rations and torches, so... That's gonna be 1 torch and 4 rations. And then we're gonna roll the inventory. Let's see. The warriors' names are Gid and Ofter. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's see. Gid. Ofter. Is this a sexual innuendo thing? Is this... Am I not catching on that this like get off, like is that... Anyway, So this guy is Luke. Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally. Very cool. What else did I not roll? Oh, I didn't roll the equipment. Yeah. 23. I hope that's not too loud, by the way. I hope that's okay. Chalk. They have chalk. 44. They have a net. You've been pronouncing it right. I try my best. And finally, 53. They have caltrops, which is gonna be useful, I hope. Alright, that's our party. We have Gid, we have Ofter, and we have Luke. Alright, let's play. Alright, so... man. Alright, they start from the keep. We're not gonna go to the whole thing, but... Hey, they're at the keep, right? So... They're at the keep, and they've heard some stuff about the Keeps of Chaos, but they're not interested in that. They're interested in going out there into the wide open world. And figuring out whether there's any treasure out there. Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't read Mike's World yet. But they're gonna be traveling, so I think Mike's World has some traveling rules where the Keep on the Borderlands does not. So walking, riding, I don't think they have a horse per se, but they could save up to get a horse, which they have like 50, 90, so that's 200 gold in all, so I'll write that down somewhere. But they have 200 gold, right? So you can just cancel this out. So they have 200 gold in all. They could buy. Wouldn't even have enough to like buy a horse for everybody. So I think, yeah, for now. You know what? Let's see how much horses cost. Let's see. Equipment. All right, horses. There we go. Draft horse 60. They're gonna have enough to buy for everybody actually. So yeah, they're gonna have 20 left over, but they're gonna have 3 horses. So they got a horse, and they have a horse. Hey Chow, it's Truss. This is that thing you were talking about? Yap-a-doodle-doo. It's Chaos Reign Supreme, which sounds like a Taco Bell order. Like a cheesy Gordito Crunch Supreme. So horse for everybody. That's gonna be 180, I was gonna say grams, gold. And they are gonna be at 600 yards per hour. How much is like one square? Oh, 100 yards. Okay, so they can go like 6 squares per hour. Alright, they are starting at what time? Let's see. I think we're just gonna see they set up in the morning, so we're gonna say it starts off at 8 a.m., right? So they start off at 8 a.m. And Gid and Ofter and Luke are excited on their draft horses, gonna make their way out there into the world. So the first thing they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to figure out which direction they're gonna go towards. I am gonna roll a motivation, and the reason why I'm gonna do that is because I think it adds a nice little extra something. I'm gonna give it to Luke, why not? Red is 10. 42. Advanced status is their motivation. So maybe they heard about something already out there that, like they might have a lead on something that's already out there. I'm gonna randomize it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. Oh yeah, I got bad luck. It's like right there. They're gonna have to travel all the way through here because they heard there's some treasure right there. And I'm gonna roll for whether there is actually treasure there when they actually get there, but they heard rumors that there's like this insane amount of like bandits horde like right there in the map, which is great. Let's see. Can you use metric time, please? Are you... Metric time. That's such a good way of fucking with people's heads. Like, metric time. I need to like keep that for later. Trying to move up in the world. Yes, exactly. Man, I gotta write that down somewhere. Metric time. I'll just like ask somebody that out of like nowhere, and then they'll be like, "What the fuck?" It sounds like it will make sense, but then it doesn't, you know? Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah, we're heading over here. So we're gonna start in the original map. Yeah, I think they meant no, I think they were just trying to fuck with me, but I don't think they actually meant military time. I think they're like literally trying to fuck with me. The stars smile upon me. I've made it to a Chow Clip stream again. Hi, Vardens. Metric time. We are not. all right. We're gonna do some solo role playing. Centim minutes and kilo weeks. Oh my god. All right, let's go. Let's see. Oh man. We start from the keep. We are going to get okay, on the path I'm gonna say is a bit faster. Actually, I think they have rules for that as well. Let me just make sure. No, not really. I think it's like, yeah, in walking in the forest and other stuff it's a bit slower, but riding it will be, in this case it will be 6 squares per hour. And how many times do we have to check for random encounters per day? Is there any information on that? There's hunting rules, which is nice. Movement rates are slow enough. Oh, but these are slow enough to ensure that they're being careful of directions, not to become lost. But they're on the trail, so it doesn't really matter all that much. So I'm gonna double the speeds while they are on the trail. What else? Oh, typically there are not any wandering monster encounters. I'm actually gonna say that like once per day there will be, but yeah, alright, cool. Let's see, 2 million minutes later. Oh my god. Anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I think across here, if they're gonna make like try to go towards the east, right? They are almost definitely going to at least see this side here, which is I believe there are lizard men. Like there's a mound of lizard men there, so lizard men will at least see them on the trail. I think that the lizard men usually they will have to like swim across if there's any like thing they want to do on like attack the people on the trail. So I'm not actually gonna play that out right now. I'm just gonna have them move all the way through here, and I'm gonna say that 3 hours pass as they are doing that. Where is? Oh wait, I wrote it here. Never mind. All right. So 3 hours pass. We're using metric time, so we gotta remember it is 12 meters, like PM, but PM stands for post meters, as we all know. So 12 PM. All right, we are right there. Afternoon. I am gonna roll for encounters once per day, so maybe twice a day. Yeah, let's do twice a day, but 1 in 6 chance. So on the way there, they might think if it's from 8 till 8. If I give them like 12 hours to ride per day, yeah, let's why not? That sounds fair. So like 3 PM, I'll make an encounter check. Okay, cool. All right, so they're going across here, and then they're gonna cross out into. I don't think they're going to go into the forest. They're just gonna keep going along this path here. But at this point, I think by the time they get to here, they're crossing around the hill. So it's gonna be around that time. So I am gonna check for a random encounter at this point. And if it rolls a 1, which it does not, we get a random encounter. It does not. They are able to see the lizard folk and their dwellings and all that as they're kind of moving across. They see the hills, they see the route leading to the Caves of Chaos, but they do not follow that route, even though they could enter the map from there as well. But I think they're gonna go through here, and they're gonna come out into 1, 2, 3, 6, map 6. That's cool. I've never read this particular book before. So there's a road, right? Oh, it actually leads to another keep. Okay, that's cool. It would have led to a dead end. They wouldn't have known that. But anyway, they're here. and they can see beyond them there is some kind of like large copse of trees. Copse, COPSE, copse. You know what I'm talking about. Like there's a bunch of trees there. There's a hill that kind of goes up. There's this kind of river going around here, and they kind of have to make their way across. So they might have to ford the river, which is gonna be a pain in the ass. But at this point, they are the closest towards the Gnomish exiles. Alright. I think that, yeah. Let's see. The forlorn remnant of a glorious kingdom. Wilderness map 5, encounter P. Oh my god. The lost kingdom of the... What the hell is this? Wait, what? Huh. Wait, what? There's a bunch of purple worms. Wait, are all these holes? Holy shit. Wait, what? That's insane. Anyway, there's a bunch of gnomes there. Who have dwelled amongst the Tamaracks for the last 62 years. The 20 gnomes and their leader, HD2, wear chainmail and bear shields and warhammers. Most have blue hair and beards, but the elder ones have snow-white hair and beards. The only treasure with which the gnomes managed to escape from the purple worms are 4 gems, 2 worth 145 GP and 2 worth 500 GP. Gnome is short for gnomic dwarf, meaning wise dwarf. Okay. Gnomes are one of the 2 races in the Dwaros, descendants of Durin. Okay. The concerns of mankind do not concern the gnomes, but they have a fierce hatred for the forces of chaos. The gnomes will propose an alliance with any party of adventurers that includes a gnome or a dwarf to wipe out the kobolds to the north. In this case, I'm actually going to roll a reaction roll. I think they're going to be able to see the party coming. The party might not see them. So I'm going to roll surprise for the party, but I'm not going to roll surprise for the gnomes. Actually, I'm going to roll surprise for the gnomes, but on a 1. So on a 1, they get surprised. They're not. And for the party, on a 1 to 3. So the party is surprised as these kind of like blue-haired, blue-bearded gnomes come out of this forest, apparently exiles from all the way over here. Oh my god, that's a lot of chat messages. Jeez, what happened? Oh, it's still awful jokes about metric time. Is the party all humans? The party is all humans, unfortunately. So we're gonna roll a reaction check to see how they feel about humans. They say they are not really concerned about humans, so we have to keep that in mind, but they hate the forces of chaos. So we're gonna do the reaction check. And I have a special system for reaction checks and parlays in here. So we're gonna just roll that. And we're gonna roll for like whether they meet us very far, medium, or near. So we had a +1 because we were surprised. So that's going to be very near. So as we're coming towards the copse of trees, the copse, as we're kind of going towards the trees, these blue-haired freaks, no, they're not freaks, they're gnomes. They come out swinging out of the trees, and they kind of catch us unawares. So they're gonna get the first action, whatever that action is. So we're gonna roll 2d6, but we have to remember that they are not really. We have to remember their overall demeanor. So they are not really concerned with our affairs, but they hate chaos guys. So let's see. That's 7. So they're uncertain. They do not initiate combat, but will not assist. So they're kind of just staring at us from afar. I'm not gonna say their entire tribe is out there. So maybe d6 of these blue-haired gnomes are looking at us. Out of these 5, are there any of the elders who have these snow-white kind of beards and hair? 50-50. Let's see. No, there are none. So there's these 5 essentially blue-haired gnomes who come out. We don't see any of their chieftains or anything, but these are more like scouts, kind of like patrolling the perimeter and kind of like looking towards like looking to see whether there's anybody coming and going, and just kind of making sure they are not here to basically mess with the gnomes, especially since they fled their initial home, like many miles to northeast. So what I got was uncertain, does not initiate combat but will not assist. But what I want is friendly, which will, I think, I'll say that if they're friendly, then we can basically get information on the fact that there are these chaotic creatures up north. So that's here, right? Yep. So we'll at least know that up north, is it up north? Yeah, encounter K. So it's right here actually. So we'll at least know that we shouldn't go towards the north and then like move around the trees that way. We'll know that we have to go through here. So do they tell us? Let's see. Let's do a parlay. So I think that we're not using a surprise round to parlay. We're not trading any desired items. Do we have any relevant background that might be able to help us in this matter? No, I don't think so. So it's just a straight up roll. So it's 2d6. I'm trying to beat a score of 8. And if this fails, so you can choose to parlay or you can choose to not. But if you fail, they're gonna turn hostile. So that's the trade-off essentially. And hostile doesn't mean they're gonna attack, but that might mean that they refuse to let us into this area at least, or let us cross this area. But I'm gonna try parlay, see whether we can get any information out of it, you know? So yeah. Oh, I got 10, which is gonna be, yeah, that beats an 8. So they're gonna turn friendly, or at least friendly enough that they are going to actually tell us, well, yeah, we don't care about your affairs, but keep in mind that there's these huge-ass kobolds right to the north. And if you're willing to help us clear them out, maybe there's something in it for you as well. I don't think they're going to tell us about the fact that they have gems. I think they're going to be a bit more cautious about it. They're also probably not going to reveal the fact that there's these like elders inside the forest. Or not the forest, this tamaracks? Is that what they're called? This little bunch of trees here. So they're asking whether we are willing to help them clear out the kobolds. I think our goal is still to get over to this side here, but the reason why we're gonna go there is to advance our status by getting a large amount of treasure, correct? I think if there's something in it for us, and if we're able to probably get something from the kobolds, it might be worth a shot. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I think the gnomes, there's 20 of them. So they kind of bring us, once we show that we are willing to essentially help them in this endeavor, we enter into like their little tree hut. Tree hut? What's that? Is that the thing I'm thinking about? The one where like there's a cabin and then there's like a ladder leading up to it in the trees. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm thinking like they have those kind of homes. So they have us meet with their leader, who is HD2, wearing chainmail and bear shields and war hammers. And we basically greet them and we pass the parlay. So we express our interest that we would like to essentially help them with their kobold problem, especially since it's so close, you know. And how many gnomes are willing to go along with us to maybe help us try to clear them out? I'm gonna say it's D6. Yeah. Actually 2D6, take the higher, I think. Whoa. Treehouse, yeah, treehouse. That's the word I was thinking about. Not tree hut. Treehouse. Thank you, Jack. I got 3. So they're like, we have 20 gnomes, but like a lot of us are like elders and not able to fight, even though we have this chainmail and bear shields and warhammers. But their leader gonna come along with us? I don't think that's likely, so I'm gonna pick the lower. No, but I think they're gonna afford 3 regular gnomes with the chainmail, which is, I believe, TN8? Yeah, TN8. So 8 TN. So, write that down. 3 gnomes are gonna come with us as hirelings. Not hirelings, but, you know, we're helping them. We're helping them help us. So 3 of us and 3 of them. there's gonna be 1 HD, and they are going to have each 8 TN, and they also have hammers. All right, warhammers. So warhammers. Do I have anything for that in here? I think they have maces. I'll treat it as a mace here. So they have mace, which does have their own. It does have like their own like special effect in combat. So yeah, here we go. Let's see, mace +1 to hit against metallic or rigid armor. So that might come into play. All right, cool. So what do we know about the kobolds that we're going over to like try to eliminate? How many are there to begin with? Reduced to a Stone Age existence by the ravages of the Glimmerstone Wars, 35 kobolds led by... 35? Wait, there's 35 of them? I guess this is an infiltration mission. I think we're trying to kill their chieftain. So there's 35 kobolds led by chieftain, HD2, with 1 bodyguard, HD 1+1, subsists on insects. They eat bugs. They eat bugs. They have no treasure. Fuck, we don't know that. But live amongst the skulls and skeletons of their fallen gnomish foes. Okay, I can see. Alright. I can see why the gnomes hate them. The entire 100-yard square in which the kobolds live have suffered magical dampening. The only spells or magic items that will function here are those causing darkness or lightning slash electricity. I have a magic user that I can't use apparently. Magical effects, curses, etc. will cease while in this area. Jinn, Ifrit, invisible stalkers, and elementals of all sorts cannot enter or be conjured here. Fuck. So, firstly, do we know about the magical barrier? 50-50. No, we have no idea. So we're gonna prep spells, we're gonna get sleep, we're gonna have all of that stuff, but we're gonna be able to use none of it. The question is, does Luke, our fellow assassin, mage guy, will he prep light, which he can basically reverse into darkness? 50-50. No. Alright. Luke's gonna be fucking useless in this infiltration mission. Oh, damn it. Wait a second. Do 3rd level magic users get do they get lightning? I don't think so, right? Because they get 3 level 1 spells and 1 level 2 spell, I believe. I think. Let me check. I'm pretty sure. But let's see. Do they have lightning? Shit! Oh my god. Well, we're gonna know that we're going to a dark area, so... given that, I think they'll at least have dark vision, right? Yeah. I'm gonna call it... I'm gonna say that the only thing that they can cast, and they don't know this, but the only thing that they can actually cast is dark vision. So they're going in kind of cocky, having got color spray and sleep and, you know, all this great spells that they can't use. But they have dark vision, which can affect 1 creature, duration 6 turns plus 1 turn per level, range is touch. The subject can see up to 6 inches in darkness. Alright, I'm gonna say that in that case, the guy with the crossbow can do it. So the guy with the crossbow is gonna be able to have this dark vision. So I'm gonna write DV, and I'm gonna put an asterisk there. Luke is always used. Don't say that about Luke. He's doing fine. Anyway, so let's see here. Alright. So we don't know about the fact that they have a magical shield essentially. Do we know how many kobolds are there exactly? On a 1 is real bad. We got 5. So we know how many kobolds are there. There's 35 of them led by chieftain with 1 bodyguard. So I'm gonna say that the chieftain resides within with the bodyguard, but we're gonna have to figure out some way of sneaking in. When they're sleeping, I suppose. So there's definitely gonna be scouts around, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, are there gonna be scouts? Are they like so cocky that they don't even believe that the gnomes are gonna launch an attack? Are there scouts? Yeah, there's absolutely scouts. Alright, so a bunch of them patrol around the perimeter. And what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to figure out a way to get around that. And I'm gonna say that they kind of exist inside this clearing over here. So what we're gonna do, here's the plan. You ready for the plan? Here's the plan. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have the guy with dark vision go up onto a tree with his grappling hook. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna get ready to shoot. But I'm gonna say that the chieftain is basically within. I should draw this out. I should draw this out, shouldn't I? So there's a clearing. Alright. So there's this like large clearing here. Something like that. I'm gonna say that there's a bunch of like ramshackle like huts and tents and stuff here, right? And in the middle of it all, there's like this large kind of hut. And that is where the chieftain lives. And they're sleeping, but they do have people like posted up, sentries and stuff, kind of scouting the area. How many of them? 4 of them are kind of like searching around the area. So I'm gonna say that 1 is posted to each corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sentries. Each of them 1 HD kobolds. Let's check the entries for kobolds and see whether we can get any more information about this bestiary. Let's check. Oh yeah, let's also check to make sure they have like how much HD. They have half HD, which is good. They have an AC of 7, which I believe is a TN of 7 as well, but I might be wrong. I'm just gonna double check that. Yeah, 7. Okay, so TN of 7. Alright, cool. So let's see, kobolds. FGHIJK. Oh, here we go. I missed it. Small, cowardly, reptilian humanoids who dwell in quags and wetlands. They are able swimmers and prefer to attack in great numbers from an ambush. Yep. Coins, even outside the lair. Their lair will be a marshy cave complex containing as many non-combatants as combatants, as well as a kobold king. I'm gonna ignore the bodyguards part, but if that's the case, I'm gonna have to say that this is not like a little hut. It's like kind of an entrance to a cave. Okay, that changes things slightly. Actually, that changes things quite a bit. So I kind of want to know how many are on the outside then. The lair is 50% likely to contain an additional bunch of crocodiles and lizards, which I'm not going to roll for because they don't have it here. Morale checks are adjusted by -1 unless they are defending their lair, which they are, or they outnumber their enemies by 3 to 1 or more. Okay, so it's a cave complex, which fucking sucks because that kind of ruins some of my plans. But if there's 4 sentries around here, right, and there's a bunch more living inside the tents, how many are living in the tents? There's 4 tents, so I'm gonna say 1 for each, even though I rolled 2. So there's gonna be, actually, yeah, no, 2 for each. So that's gonna be 2, 2, 2, 2. So with the power of mats at my disposal, there are 12 essentially kobolds kind of scattered around the area with the chieftain inside. Alright, so okay. So there's basically what, 12 kobolds. So there's like 23 kobolds on the inside, which is not good, but we can clear out the ones on the outside at the very least. So that's the plan, I think. So what happens is that Gid, with his dark vision, climbs up onto a tree with a grappling hook. And I'm gonna roll for this. I'm gonna see whether he can actually do it. Let's see. So I have a bunch of new save systems and stuff here, and the saves are also for physical actions. If they have armor, it actually becomes harder to do, because in plate armor it's a bit harder to climb the tree, I think. So the way that we actually see whether they can actually do it is, here we go. Physical checks. 2d6 plus HD more than equals to their target number, and it's success. So is 2d6 plus their HD of 3. Fighters get better at physical actions much faster. So let's see. They can almost definitely do it, right? Unless they get an automatic failure. They do it. So they get a 6 plus 3. That's a 9, and it's more than equals to 6. So they're able to get up the tree with the... Oh, I should have given them advantage because they had relevant equipment. Oh, I should also write that down. Yep. Equipment grants advantage. Playtesting. So they're able to get up there. They're able to kind of like, I'm gonna say it's like around here. Alright? So they're able to kind of like look around, see the sentries, and they're also gonna be able to see the huts. Now, I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna start letting off shots with the crossbow. So, let's see what the crossbow is like. So none of the other characters are in this region yet, as of yet. It's just Gid, who is up there in a tree with a crossbow. Get it done! So true. So, Gid is going to take his crossbow, which is going to have damage die explode on a 5 to 6. Requires reloading each round, preventing movement, which is fine, because he's stuck in a tree, can't move anyway. So, he's gonna fire, and every time he misses a shot, I'm gonna rule that every time he misses a shot, he is going to essentially have a chance of alerting the other kobolds and stuff. He'll have to do a save. So, let's see. Let's see if he's able to hit the first one here. So, he's basically preparing the shot. He's aiming down his sights. His sights? Yep. And then he lets loose. So that's going to be 2d6 and a modifier of... Oh yeah, here's where we get into the combat. I forgot about this. So the combat, essentially, he has 3 HD, so you can actually spend that HD to get a better 2-hit modifier. Right? So I'm gonna spend 1, so he gets a +1. Then he rolls 2 dice, which is the remaining, so 3 minus 1 is 2. He rolls 2 dice for the damage dice, but we'll see how that goes if he hits. So 2d6 plus 1. Oh. Oh. He doesn't get it done. In fact, that's almost a fumble. That's quite bad, actually. Anyway, so he lets off a shot, and let's see if it alerts the guy. Half chance? Jesus Christ. You didn't see the roll. It's a 6. So that's a yes end. So he lets off a shot, and it thuds like right next to this kobold, who sees it and starts running back, screaming that the gnomes have like started to ambush them. So he's gonna get another shot off, but if he fails this one, I'm gonna say everybody in here is alerted. So he's gonna have to take a shot on this guy. Oh, that's bad. I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna use his 3 HD. All of his 3 HD is gonna go into, yeah. This is awful. Man. Oh yeah, I should probably also mention that damage dice can be converted into 2-hit modifiers. 1 die has to be used for damage, if that makes sense. So if he's using 3 HD, he can only sacrifice 2 of them to make it 2-hit. So he's gonna try to have a 2-hit of +2, but he's gonna do much less damage if he hits. Let's see if he does it. So 2d6 plus 2, as he's trying to hit this kobold who's running into the village, screaming bloody murder. Oh yeah, he hits this time. That's going to be absolutely a hit. So we're gonna do d6 for damage, and I hope he kills this kobold. If he doesn't, they're still alerted. 4. So, let's see. Crossbows, I believe, damage dice explode on 5 to 6. So, not quite exploding, but they get half HD. So, they're dead anyways. Which is good, because D3 essentially HP. So, he was able to shoot him down while the guy is screaming out loud. I'm gonna give them a 3 in 6 chance, so I'm just gonna give a half chance. Did anybody hear the kobold? If there were, it's just gonna be this tent here. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, so there's these 2 kobolds that come out sleepily, going, huh, what happened? And do they immediately see the body, or is it far enough away that they're not aware? Do they see the body immediately? No, they don't immediately see the body. Gid, having seen these two kobolds come out, kind of like looking around, and haven't seen the body just yet, immediately like reloads another arrow in and shoots down one of them. He's going to apply just a +1 to hit. If he does hit this one, the other one is still going to be alerted though, and essentially this entire camp is going to be alerted. Unless he's able to kill both at once. I think what he's going to do is this. I think he's going to realize he fucked up real bad already. So the body, I'm going to say, the body is like right there, like at the edge of the woods. They're coming over to investigate, they're going to find the body. What I'm gonna have Git do is he's gonna call down to Ofter and Luke is gonna cast a fucking sleep spell, which doesn't work, and he's gonna realize, oh shit. So Luke uses his entire round trying to cast a sleep spell on these two kobolds, and they're still awake, they're still walking over, and Luke is like, huh. Ofter is gonna go over, and he's supposed to finish them off. Like, he's supposed to, like, kill them while they're on the ground sleeping. So Ofter is going to go over, not realizing that the sleep spell hasn't gone off, and is going to wait here for the kobolds to approach the body and then try to attack them. Well, I think I'm going to roll for initiative to figure out that particular skirmish right there. So let's figure that out. So red dice is the enemies and blue dice is the players. So, oh, okay. So the kobolds, upon going further into the woods, they were supposed to be asleep by this point, but they see the body, and then they look up and they see like Ofter just standing there, not sure what to do, because these two are supposed to be asleep. This wasn't part of the plan. So they're gonna scream bloody murder and charge at Ofter. Both of them are gonna try to attack Ofter, and they got initiative, so both of them are gonna try to hit him. So let's see whether they do. Could be bad. That's a hit. That's barely a hit, actually. They have a spear. Oh wait a minute. Spear has reach. Can interrupt anyone moving within reach to attack them regardless of initiative if the wielder sacrifices their free movement. So, Ofter has one chance to essentially stop one of them from like reaching and attacking him. So, so if he doesn't kill the kobold who like is coming in to attack him, the kobold is just gonna attack him for how much damage? D6. For 6 damage! Which is gonna explode. For 10 damage, so he's almost gonna die if he doesn't repel this hit, essentially. So, if he doesn't repel this hit, he's going down to 1 HP. So Ofter essentially has his spear kind of like locked out into place, and is going to get the first hit in, but if he doesn't succeed in this, he's probably gonna die. Let's see if he does it. That's gonna be 2d6. I'm gonna assign 1 to hit dice to this, so yep, he hits it, just barely. And he's gonna get 2 damage dice, I think. Yeah, 2 damage dice. So he's gonna get 2 damage dice, and he's going to be able to deal how much damage? That's a horrible roll. I got a 1 and a 2, I'm supposed to pick the higher one. That's 2 HP gone. Guy had the 3 HP, which is, he has 1 HP left. So, Ofter stabs out with the spear, catches the kobold in the shoulder, but the kobold is able to actually plunge through and kind of hit Ofter for 10 damage. It goes down to 1 HP. The other kobold is also going to try to attack Ofter, which is great. Can you please give us an impression of the kobold's reaction? Ugh! that's my impression of him. He's gonna try to hit as well, which Ofter can't actually do a preliminary blow on this one, so he's just gonna try to hit. And he hits. Well, Ofter's dead. Let's see how dead he is. Ofter's... He is really dead. Okay. Wait, he's not completely dead. He is at -2 HP. And he's level 3. So he's bleeding out, and he will die in the next round if nobody comes to save him. But yeah, he's gonna die. Anyway, so oh yeah, I have a house rule that like if you reach like 0 HP, you're unconscious. If you reach like below that, you're bleeding out, but you're not dead until you reach negative of your level. After is kind of having trouble here. I think at this point Luke is trying out different spells and none of them are working. And Gid is starting to realize what's going on. He's gonna try to shoot at the one who is already injured. And he's gonna try to get he's gonna try to use all of his HD for this, as much as he can anyway, so it's a +2. That hits. That's a hit. And crossbow. So he's gonna do 4. So he takes out the one that was stabbed in the shoulder and just killed after. But the other one is still alive. Alright, cool. So that's one. That's that. At this point, it seems pretty bad. There's the gnomes as well. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the gnomes essentially come in on this other side, and I think they're gonna alert the rest of the camp at this point. Like, there's enough commotion that the rest of the camp will have been alerted. So, yeah, let's see, half chance the entire camp is alerted. No! I got a 1. Okay, so that means that the guy who's there is still there, and the 3 gnomes can either try to attack the rest of the area, spread out, and do that, but they should finish off this one instead, because that guy is gonna alert the rest of the camp, so yeah, might as well. 3 gnomes step in. Each of them is gonna get attacked against this poor kobold, who like is gonna get an initiative check, but I don't. He's probably dead. Yeah, they get lower, and oh, whoa there. 3 gnomes attack. First gnome gets a critical hit, which means that they get 2 damage dice and pick the higher. They get a 5 and a 5. They kill this guy immediately. So, here's the status of everything that's going on right now. Gid tried to essentially take out the scout, failed horribly. The scout ran over, tried to alert the tent guys. Gid is able to shoot the guy down before he does that. 2 of the guys step out, trying to like see what's going on. We're able to kill them, and somehow the rest of the camp has not been alerted yet. Just this region here. So we're fine for now. I think what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna continue with the plan as per normal, except now we know for a fact that Luke's spells are not gonna work. Which is an issue, because what is Luke gonna do? I have no idea. Anyway, so, but proceeding with the plan, right? Gid is gonna try to ready his crossbow again and try to fire off at this other scout. Then he's gonna try to go over here and do the same. So let's see if that works. Gid hits, and I'm gonna apply all of the damage dice as per normal. So there's gonna be 3 damage dice. And that's gonna be 2 exploding because it's a crossbow. So the way this works is that I roll the 3 dice, and then I take the ones that explode, which is 5 and a 6, because crossbows explode on the 5 and 6. And then I re-roll them. Ooh. And we got a 4 and a 4. So essentially that is going to be 10 damage. He kills this guy right off the bat. He's gonna go around here and try to do the same for these 2 as well. So far everything is going according to plan. Everything not according to plan. The magic didn't work. So we're gonna have to figure out our way around that. But so far, my combat system seems to be working at least, right? Anyway, Gid is gonna climb down, and he's gonna try to climb up another tree, which is gonna be another check. And it's gonna be advantage, so 6, 7, 8, 9, and he's gonna be able to do it. He's gonna climb up around here. I'm gonna take shots here and here, but that's gonna be longer range, so it's gonna be at a -1 to hit, -2 to hit. So he's gonna take the first shot. he fails. Is the same thing gonna happen? So after is dead. Yeah, after is just dead. After is the plan did not involve after dying, no, and it did not involve Luke being useless in this. Actually, Git is the only one who can do anything at this point. Anyway, he missed again. So does he alert the rest of the camp? No, he misses it. It whizzes by the Cobalt. The Cobalt is not aware that an arrow just flew by his face, and he's gonna try one more time. Please fucking hit. He hits for he's at 3 HD, 3 damage dice. 4 damage. That takes out this scout here. And finally, he's gonna go for the last sentry, and then the gnomes are gonna surround the camps and try to basically set them on fire. So he's gonna go for this last one here. It is a long range shot, so he's gonna use 2 of his HD to essentially negate the long range shot, and then he's only gonna get 1 damage die. But let's see how that goes. He gets a 3, which he gets a 3, so that's really bad. What happens then? Oh, that's really bad. Alright. Advantage on whether this one spots them. Oh, 1 and a 3. Okay, even though I had an advantage, this guy is still roaming around, still unaware of everything that's happening. Somehow gets 1 last shot in, but if this doesn't work, everything's gonna go to shit. It doesn't work. He misses again, and I'm gonna give 3 dice, take the highest. If any of them are 4 to 6, the plan goes even worse. I got a 4, 4, and a 6. Entire camp is alerted. They look up. This particular scout looks up, sees Gid up in a tree. Kissing. He looks around, sees the dead bodies here, starts screaming. Not only is this entire section here alerted, the inside, people in the caves are gonna be able to hear this. Well, we have how many gnomes left? We got 3 gnomes, at here. Yeah, we got 3 gnomes there. We got Luke kind of just hanging out, not doing anything because he can't cast any magic. We got Ofter, who is dead, right there. Not a great situation. We got Git, who is up in a tree with 4 of these kobolds now racing towards him. So 4 of the kobolds are gonna race immediately towards the guy who is stuck up in the tree and start flinging spears at him. Yeah, can he climb down fast enough? Let's do that. Let's do it like this. Firstly, initiative. For this section here, there's gonna be 4 of them trying to kill Gid. So that's simultaneous initiative. So Gid is gonna have to pass a physical check to climb out of the tree fast enough. If he fails, he's either going to get hit or he's going to fall down and break his neck. So we'll see which one we'll see which one that is. But 2d6 plus HD more than equals to their target number. So he passes it. He's able to slide down the tree. But this is as they're throwing the spears up. He's able to kind of slide down the tree, and all the spears kind of hit the side of the tree. There's now 4 angry kobolds who are still going to try to attack him. Initiative time again. This is happening while all this other stuff is happening, but Gid is essentially going to be assaulted by 4 of these angry kobolds, who simultaneous initiative again. Gid is going to try run. So the kobolds are at medium distance. The flee difficulty is an 8. Yeah, okay. Oh shit, he does it! Alright, but the thing is, it's a simultaneous initiative, so even though he flees, all of them are gonna get some kind of attack on him. Oh, that's still very bad. They're gonna be able to fling like stuff at him, like throw rocks at him and shit. Yeah, alright. They're gonna like lean down, grab some rocks, and start throwing them at Git as he's like running back, going, abort the plan, abort the plan! So, first one misses. Second one fumbles, like isn't able to pick up any of the rocks. Third one hits for 2d6, take the lower. For 1 damage. Okay, he's still alive. And the last one hits for 3 damage. So he gets rocks like pelted at him as he's like running away, and he's just like running towards the other side as like he's being followed by these 4 kobolds, and kobolds are coming out from the cave, and these kobolds here, 3 of them, are coming over to investigate this area here, and Git is just kind of like trying to escape, which he's being followed, but he's successfully done it, and they're all simultaneously, the entire group is gonna try to retreat. Are they gonna be able to do it? So, this is a bit of a weird situation. Git has already successfully retreated. These 4 are confused as to what to do. So I'm gonna say that they are at some distance away, but they're noticing that, oh, we fucked up the entire plan. So they are at very far distance. Fleet difficulty is 6. So they should be able to do it, no problem, right? They barely do it. Ow, 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 run for your life. Yep. They somehow are able to escape this whole bloody mess. How many kobolds did they kill? After is dead. After is completely dead. How many kobolds did they kill? 1, 2, 3. They killed like 4 kobolds. So there's still, how many left? There's like still 31 kobolds left, who are now aware that like the gnomes are after them. After it's dead, I'm gonna write a house rule that if you have less than 1 HD, let me see. Yeah, if less than 1 HD, no exploding dice, essentially. That was kind of what killed After, right? Like this half HD creature comes up to him, gets a natural 6, and then just... Actually, that's kind of funny. Should I keep it? Nah, I think it makes sense. Like if it's less than 1 HD, there's no exploding dice. So the idea is that you can... So I'm gonna cancel this out. So let's say you have 3 HD, right? And you converted it all to 2 hit modifier. So you get a +3 to hit. You're not gonna be able to explode your 1 damage dice. So let's see what the chat is saying. Not bad for a complete botch though. And Jack says, After died. How is that not bad? Yeah, After died. Our veteran. Wait, we didn't even take his stuff. Oh yeah, we're panicking too much. He had some really useful stuff. Oh yeah, we were supposed to use the fire all to set everything on fire. We don't have that anymore. That was actually gonna be my plan, actually. My plan was, like, since the kobolds are, like, coming out, I was gonna start a forest fire, and that fire oil would have helped quite a bit. We don't have that fire oil anymore. I'm gonna have to rethink this. Anyway, After is dead. We get back to the Gnomish camps, and let's re-roll their reaction. None of the gnomes died, so I'm gonna re-roll their reaction, but I'm gonna roll it without advantage or disadvantage. I'm just gonna see like what's their reaction towards all this shit, and now that they know that the plan is completely botched. Let's see. I got a 7. They're uncertain. They're not sure what to do, but I'm pretty sure they're not gonna help us because it's no longer friendly. Maybe After got hit so hard the fire all exploded out of him. I think that whole plan is completely botched. We lost After. The kobolds in the northern caves now know that the gnomes are coming to attack them, and the gnomes are no longer willing to aid us in this endeavor. So that went as horribly as it could, I guess, without everybody dying. So 3 gnomes come back, go explain to their chieftain what happened, and the chieftain is like, well, shit. I guess we're gonna have to kind of do something about this. And at that point, my question is, at this point, right, are the kobolds in the nighttime at least gonna start attacking the village? Is it a village? The gnome tree huts, tree houses. What probability should I give this? I think it's a 50-50. Oh, I got a 6. So they start hearing loud sounds, and as they kind of like go up to the top of their tree houses, they look out towards the north, and they see about how many? There's 31 kobolds left. So I'm gonna roll 4d6, and that's how many kobolds are coming out of the forest to attack the gnomish treehouse. That is 12 of them. They see 12 kobolds coming out, and that's a bad situation. It's a pretty bad situation. The plural of treehouse is tree high. Don't give me that shit. Jack, why are you making up shit? First it's metric time, now it's tree high. Anyway, so yeah, the gnomish exiles are probably fucked. I think what we're gonna do is that Gid and Luke are gonna be like, well, sorry about this, but wait, shit, that's good. 12 kobolds are coming for us, but Luke can now cast magic on them. He only let off the sleep spell and the dark vision spell. I didn't prep all his spells because I thought, oh, he's not gonna be able to cast any of them. We'll randomize what spells he did prep. Let's see. Did he prep anything useful that he could have used? Oh wait, no, I also said that he was like trying to figure out like what was going on. Let's just see. Does he have any like useful spells left? I guess. Because he prepped all these spells, but he's not able to use them because of that magical barrier. So we'll just see, 50-50. Does Luke have any spells that he can use? Okay, yes, I got a 6. So he still has 2 spells. He used the sleep, which didn't work, and he used dark vision. So he has 2 more spells that he can use. What will he have chosen? I'm pretty sure he will have chosen color spray and probably light, I think, because like, oh wait, no, I checked whether he will have gotten light. No, never mind. He got color spray and he got 1 more sleep, or he got color spray and 1 more charm. Let's see. 1 to 3 is charm, 4 to 6 is sleep. Is charm. So he has color spray and charm. All right. 12 kobolds coming for me. Okay. Alright, there's a bunch of kobolds coming for the party. And there's a bunch of gnomes there. None of the gnomes died, so there's 20 able to defend off this horde of kobolds coming in. And we can put a lot of them to sleep. So, initiative time for this mass combat, I guess. This got out of hand quick. Oh, okay, we go first. So, initiative time and we go first. Fucking immediately, Luke is like, color spray! How much does that do? 2 to 7. Okay, so d6 plus 1. 1! I got a 1! I got a 1. 2 kobolds get just zapped out of... 2 kobolds essentially just fall unconscious on the ground. And there were 12 of them, so there's 10 kobolds remaining, which is not very good. Do better, Luke. Anyway, the rest of them get to fire off. They don't have any range weaponry. The only one who can actually do anything at range is Gid. Gid is gonna try to take his shot. Got to take his shot without any plus to hit, so it's gonna be a miss. Gid fires off a shot, completely misses at the incoming horde, and all the 10 kobolds are able to kind of make it by the end of the round. The kobolds are now within melee distance, climbing up the treehouse. Initiative time again. There's 10 kobolds, all trying to climb this treehouse, and we are all stuck up there. And we are able to go first. Luke can't cast off any other spells that are useful, except Charm Person. He's gonna aim for the top kobold, who's like climbing up the fucking thing, and he's gonna be like, "You're my friend now." Yeah. Let's see if he fails to save. So saves. Spell saves. Where is it? Mental checks. So 2d6 plus level over equals to 9. Okay, so that's gonna be... on a 1 on any die is an automatic failure. So 2d6 plus level, which is half. So I'm just gonna say 2d6 plus 0, essentially. And they get an 11. And every single roll has been a failure. Every single roll has been a failure. Luke is like, Charm Person, the top guy, trying to kick all the others down. There's 10 kobolds climbing up. The kobold at the top looks up, blinks, and continues to climb. The rest are all stuck on this treehouse. All of the gnomes have no range weaponry, and 10 kobolds are climbing up. Gid is gonna take another shot. He gets one more shot, right? So Gid is gonna take one more shot and try to shoot the guy closest to him, so that he can, like, hopefully it tumbles down and, like, hits a bunch of them on the way down. Does he hit? Oh, he finally hits. Oh, he hits for 4 damage, killing the guy on the top. And does the guy on the top essentially fall into any of the other kobolds on the way down? All of them are kind of climbing. I'm gonna say it's like a half chance. Yep, it hits. Let's see, D3 kobolds. 1 kobold. And 2 of them essentially fall to the ground. There's 8 kobolds who have climbed up. And we can probably take them out, but at this point, we're gonna lose some gnomes. They do have the higher ground. The gnomes should have advantage for that. That's a good point. But I wasn't smart enough to think about that. Oh wait, the gnomes don't have any range weaponry, but they could have, like, dropped rocks or something. Oh well. Anyway, they're up with their shields and everything. The gnomes have mail armor, and they have a shield, so it puts us at 9 actually, not 8. So 9, and they have warhammers, so they have 1 HD each. So I'm just gonna do this abstracted out. So I'm gonna say, how many gnomes do we have? 20 of them versus 8 kobolds. So, yep, okay. So all I'm gonna do is essentially divide up the ranks. There's 1 chieftain as well. So the leader is gonna be at the forefront, kind of like swinging at the kobold. So I'm gonna roll for him, and then we're gonna just see how that goes, and whether his leadership is able to hold sway and kind of deal with this entire situation in a positive manner. HD of 2, he's gonna swing at the first kobold, and he's gonna hit. He's gonna hit for... yeah, he's gonna hit for enough to kill the front kobold, and usually I would roll for morale checks for the kobolds. I mean, they are a cowardly lot. So I think I'm gonna do that. I didn't write in the morale rules in this version, so I need to write that down. Morale. If I remember right, I can't remember the exact morale rules that I usually use. So we're just gonna say, are they gonna flee? 2d6, and if it's like 1 to, I mean 2 to, shit, I can't remember. I think it's like 2 to 7. There's like flee on a 2 to 4, surrender on a 5 to 7. I'll check this out. I'll look it up. Give me a second. Let's see. Let's see if they're gonna surrender, because they're gonna die up here in this treehouse. Ah yeah, 2d6. And they get a -1. So that's a 6 to 8 standoff or hold position. So they're gonna try to essentially hold their position. They're gonna do a fighting retreat. They're gonna do a bit of a retreat, but they're gonna try to like swing back while they're actually retreating. So they're gonna possibly take down 1 or 2 of our gnomes here. Probably, actually. So let's just see. That's a yes and. So I'm gonna say that 2 of the gnomes get basically hit. Like basically shot down by these kobolds as they're making their retreat. Are we able to kill all of them before they're able to get out there? I think yeah, let's do an oracle roll for the mass combat stuff. Let's say about, I mean, they're in the tree house. I think we can just push them out, right? And then they'll fall to the ground and break their necks. I think it's a half chance that we can get them all dead. That's a no. So, how many escape? 6 of them escape. We're only able to deal with 1 of the fucking kobolds as like 6 of them just make it out of there laughing. Anyway, 18 gnomes remain. We have essentially removed 1/10 of their population. We've brought nothing but harm to them and to ourselves. We've got after killed. We didn't put that much of a dent into the kobolds. How many kobolds are left? There's 25 kobolds left. I think the gnomes are gonna be fucking dead unless they relocate at this point. There's still half of the group dead. There were how many? There are 35 kobolds to begin with, and we took out like 10 of them. Yeah, that's not that bad. No, it's pretty bad. I think they have enough kobolds that they could actually take out the gnomes. But I don't think that's our problem anymore. I think we're gonna just try to leave. Can we do that? So, when we rerolled, their reaction was uncertain, right? I'm gonna parlay with them. Let's see, who's gonna parlay with them? Luke is gonna be like, yeah, we tried to help. Didn't go so well, but you know, shit happens, and we're just gonna go on our way. Does that work? Parlay. Give a -2 modifier to this because they did massive wrong to this gnome tribe. So, all right, 2d6 -2, and that's parlay difficulty of 8. The reaction goes from uncertain to hostile. The gnomes start surrounding the party. You caused like 2 of our number to get killed. You got your own guy killed, and you're just gonna leave here while the kobolds are now gonna attack us? And I guess Gid and Luke are like, yeah? Yeah? I'm gonna do another parlay. But if I fail this one, they're gonna just attack us. So please be lucky. How much do I need? Parlay difficulty goes up like +1 for each subsequent attempt. So the parlay difficulty is now 10. But I think I don't get -2. It's just a 10. That's pretty hard to beat, actually. Gotta try it. I got a 10 on the dot. Okay, I got a 10 on the dot. So, they are gonna let us go, but they're incredibly unhappy with us. They're gonna be like, well, it's no use wasting more of our number fighting these humans. We might as well basically relocate and let them go. So they're gonna let us go, and we're gonna be on our merry way, having just ruined a bunch of people's lives. That's a great adventure. Do they even care that Ofter is dead? Demand payment. Demanding payment. Like, we just fucked up their entire thing, and we're like, hey, I know we fucked up the entire deal, but you didn't pay us. Like, it's part of the deal. Like half, in down payment. Anyway, that was a disaster, but I did learn some things about the combat system. So I have to write down that if it's less than 1 HD, then there's no exploding dice, which is good. That's something that I have to essentially write it in. I have to check out for the magic users and clerics what is going to happen if you get starting equipment that does not work for you. Equipment granting advantage on saves. What else did we find out? I think the encounters, distance, reaction, and parlay worked very well. Your shirt is very fitting for how this went. Yeah. All right. Let's see. And morale. Yeah. I put in the morale rules, right? So yeah, this turned out to work really well for. I mean, the adventure itself was like kind of a shit show, but the rules work, so that's good. All right. Did you ever realize where I got those things? Yeah, I figured it out. Like, way too late, but I did figure it out. Anyway. Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else that I have to do? I don't think so. What time is it now? How much time have I spent on this? It's 2 hours? I've been streaming for 2 hours? That's quite a long time. I still feel pretty okay, actually. Almost a 2-hour stream. Whoa! Yeah, no, it actually went better than I expected, but there is still the issue of having to put this in, but that's the main caveat. I think everything else, we're fine. Yeah, I think this was a good playtest. I think this was a good check to see what works and what doesn't work. I am actually very happy with the save system. And I should probably say that like you don't get double advantage. No double advantage. Because fighters get advantage on saves involving physical agility and strength, so no double advantage. Just if you get double advantage, you just automatically succeed, I think. Okay, that's good. What else is there? I think that's about it. Like in terms of like feedback for myself. The crossbows seem to work pretty well. The damage dice and all that. Yeah, everything seems to work fairly well. So the only problem that I saw was when the damage dice exploded on a 5, right? I had to keep track of which one was the 5, so that when I added the new number to it, I didn't add like to the 6, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's the only part that's a bit fiddly, but the 5 to 6 exploding dice is quite rare, so that's fine. What else? I think the equipment and the backgrounds work fairly well, but I need to swap these two. So I need to swap their placement. And that's about it. Yep, that's about it. I'm gonna make all those changes. The I don't know what to call this. The playtest? The beta version? Whatever. This is gonna be up on the URL inside the description. It is already up there now, but I'm gonna make all those changes immediately, and then I'll update that website, and then you can play around with them. Let me know how it goes if you do play around with it. Git will return in a future adventure. Maybe not, actually, because I'm thinking though. I'm actually thinking that the next time we play, I want to actually try out the Stygian Library or the Gardens of Yin. I've always wanted to try those out. I've never done it. So if there's any interest for that, do let me know. I also want to do Beyond Carnigron, and there's one more thing I wanted to show. Wait, one more thing. Let me grab it real quick. This fucking thing! Look at this! Look at that! Look at it! Look at it! Wait, let me clear the table a bit. This is messy as fuck. Oh, Jesus. Wolf Wall! Have you guys heard of this? This is so cool. This is so cool. Wolf Wall is basically like an Anglo-Saxon kind of like OD&D setting. And it's like got 5 books inside there, and it's so cool. It's got this whole campaign setting with like a lot of lore and information, and it's just overflowing with flavor. I highly recommend it. I want to dive deeper into it, but there's so much stuff that I have and have not dove deep into. There's just a lot, so I do want to read all of this though. But there's also this amazing map by Russ Nicholson, R.I.P. at the bottom here. Amazing looking map. I'm not going to open it right now, but you can see how beautiful that is. Yeah, it's great. Highly recommend this. I want to cover it at some point. Let's see. I also am interested to know if you guys would be interested in like small reviews of stuff that I've run or have like I only review stuff that I've run. I'll likely be reviewing stuff that I've run multiple times actually. Because I don't feel very comfortable like reviewing stuff that I'm not very familiar with. But yeah, like I was thinking of doing a few more reviews. I just don't know if I'm eloquent enough to give a good review, if that makes sense. But I just think there's like so much cool stuff out there that nobody's talking about. Like there's Wolfwall, there's Beyond Carnigron. There's all sorts of like these small little indie publishers that make just great things, and yeah, I want to kind of shine a spotlight on them if I can with the limited amount of reach that I have, I guess. I'd be interested in session recaps. Yeah, maybe I should do that, because maybe a session recap and then also like additional thoughts on the adventure. Or maybe a review with the session recap being not pivotal, like a major part of it, right? So, because I think the problem with reviewing adventures is that it's just your own experience, right? And with like old school adventures, there's a high chance that people won't see a lot of the adventures, so I feel iffy about reviewing adventures. But I want to shine a spotlight on some that I think are really cool. A recap of how horribly this adventure went will be awesome. Yeah, this adventure was like kind of just to playtest the combat rules, but it turned out to be more comedic than I intended. I think it turned out quite fun. It did turn into a bit of a shit show, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes. I still had a lot of fun doing it, and I hope you guys had fun watching too. I just did a YouTuber voice. I hate it when I do that. In any case, I think we're done for today. Yeah, I think we're done for today. I am going to do the thing that I've stopped doing for a while during streams, which is to name everybody and say thank you for watching, because let's see, let me scroll all the way up to the top. Oh, there's a lot of messages, holy shit. Alright. Oh, the first message that was in the chat was Holy Goombas. So true. Thanks for coming to the stream, Jack. Thanks, Stella. Thanks, Zuriel. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Real Name. Thank you, Mio Palmo. Thank you, Gidofter. Thank you, Rook. Thank you. Let's see. Vardens. Thank you. Thank you, Dice Tales. Thank you. Is there anybody I missed? Thank you, Jason. Why am I doing the YouTuber voice? Anyway, I think that's everybody. Oh, wait, thank you, Z, as well. Oh, wait, Z had a message that I missed. I need a step-by-step thing on an ideal how to set up a new solo game. Okay, if you want to like an ideal how to like set up a solo game, don't use this stream as a reference point because I was just kind of messing about with this stream. You should have just turned around when you read that there would be 35 kobolds. That's true. No, that's very true actually. That's absolutely true. But how entertaining would that be if I did that? Probably not at all. So that's my excuse. It's not because I'm stupid. For sure. Absolutely. I'm a smart boy, I think. Yo, Bonk! I'm just about to end the stream, actually. Hello. But yeah, thank you all for coming and watching. I appreciate it every single time. Even though today was just like messing around with like playtesting and figuring out any of the issues in this, I think that it went rather well. I've been getting a bit more energy lately, so I would like to make another Kalarath video. Oh, I didn't end up giving an answer to Z's question. I need a step-by-step thing on an ideal how to set up a new solo game. Okay, so there are a bunch of ways to get into solo RPGs, but what I would recommend for a newcomer is to play something that is for solo play, but is also open enough that you can transition into doing it a bit more open. So my recommendations would be Runecairn, Harper's Quest 2, Forge, which I just did the art for and like replaced the AI art, and what's the last one? Kalarath. How could I forget Kalarath? Kalarath is really, really good for first timers as well, I think. Although I don't know, like Kalarath, I think it is probably one of the best solo RPGs I've ever played, but I don't know if I'd recommend it to a newcomer. I think for newcomers, structure is pretty important. I think above all, like Runecairn like hits the spot for like a starting solo player. Like Runecairn and which one was the one I suggested? Harper's Quest 2. Those two are really good to like kind of get you into the flow of things, I think. Yeah. So that's my recommendations. Yep. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.